Good morning, students of class 9. Today I am going to complete your second chapter, The Adventure of Toto. Let us see what is written in the text. Previous day, we were talking about Toto's attitude activity of bathing. Whenever a large bowl of warm water was given to him, he would test the temperature cunningly with the help of his finger. Then he would step one foot first, then another into the water. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hand or feet, whatever you can say, either his feet or his hand, and rub himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feeling would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. In this paragraph, it is written that after entering into the water, first Toto would take soap in his hand or feet and he used to rub that soap all over his body. And when the water became cold, he would get out into the water and run into the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. But if anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feeling would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. Once it so happened that Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. What was the incident? Let us read. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea. And Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Once it so happened that a large kitchen kettle was left on the fire as to boil for tea, and Toto, finding nothing better to do, he decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, when he tested the temperature of the water, he found that the temperature of water was warm enough, suitable for a bath. He got in, with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while, and as we know that the kettle was put on the fire, that's why the temperature was increasing and until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, when he poked his head outside the kettle, he found cold outside, that's why he sat again. He continued hopping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived and hauled him half-boiled out of the kettle. Otherwise, he would have boiled himself alive. If there is a part of the brain especially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. This shows how mischievous he was. He was always tearing things to pieces. He used to tear everything into pieces, and he liked it. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. Always he wanted to tear the dress of any of narrator's aunts. That was his activity. One day, at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. As one day, a large dish of pulao was put on the dining table, and when narrator and his family members entered into the house, they found Toto playing with the rice. My grandmother screamed, and Toto threw a plate at her, as he didn't like his screaming. One of my aunt rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. One of the aunts, when she rushed forward, Toto threw a glass of water on her face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through a window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree. The dish was still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, as if he was determined on finishing every grain. He took the dish of rice in his hand, went on the branches of a jackfruit tree, and slowly started eating as if he was determined to finish every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, and after that, as he wanted to teach grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chattered with happiness, with delight, when the dish broke into 100 pieces. In such way, he was so mischievous that he irritated grandmother, teased grandmother. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for a long. Narrator says that Toto was not a normal pet. He was not the sort of pet that we could keep for a long time. Even grandfather realized it. That's why. And they were not well-to-do. They were not so rich and couldn't afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains, and wallpapers. They were not so rich to afford such type of loss of food, loss of curtain, loss of papers, loss of clothes, curtains. That's why. So grandfather found the tanga driver and sold back Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. So one day, when grandfather realized it, he found that tanga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. In such way, Toto went back to the same tanga driver from whom narrator's grandfather had bought him. This is the story of adventure of Toto. After completing this story, I will give you some question. Thanking all of you. Have a nice day.